Hey everyone, this is Gail. Today I'm teaching a little Tai Chi class. We're going to be doing that seated on the chair. So we're tipping our toes into Chair Tai Chi. What you'll need is a chair. So let's get started. Oh, it's squeaking. I'm going to bring my chair back here to the room. See if you can see me in the mirror. You sure can. And it's super cold in this room today, so that's why I have my squeak, squeak, my little neck warmer in my hat. Otherwise, maybe it's a bad hair day. I don't know. Let's get back just a little bit more because I'm looking in them. There you go. All right. So to begin our class, we do that right fist. That's the sun. Flat left palm. That's the moon. And we bow down in respect to start our Chair Tai Chi class today. Thank you. Welcome to the class. My name is Gail. I teach this class for Veterans Yoga Project and for the city of Beaumont, Texas, there at the Lakeside Center. So let's find our belly button and place a hand a little bit below the belly button and then one hand above that. Relax those shoulders. And let's breathe in, belly big. And then exhale, belly button towards your spine. So we're trying to target the low belly when we breathe, which is, an unusual way to breathe. It helps with better cerebral spinal fluid flow. It helps to lessen heart rate, lower your blood pressure. So if you're maybe more used to upper chest breathing, try if you can. Since your hand is here, you're trying to push the hand out as you breathe in, kind of like we did when we were babies. That's how we breathed when we were babies. And then as you exhale, you really draw the belly button towards the spine. So let's do that, okay? So together, if you're willing, let's breathe in, belly big. Exhale, belly button towards your spine. Again, breathe in, belly big. And exhale. One more time. Here we go. Breathe in, belly big. And exhaling. Wonderful. From here, let's do what's called Atlas point rotation. We're going to take our nose and draw a circle. You might be hearing some little crinkly things going on here. This helps to soften those muscles around the neck, the shoulders. Your circle may be slower, it may be littler, it may be bigger. And let's pause and go the other way. Now, if this makes you invoke vertigo, have your eyes look forward, straight ahead while you do the circle. You'll get a little bonus of eye exercise when you do that. But if you don't have that challenge, just, have the eyes following your nose in this Atlas point rotation, or the spine inserts into the bottom of the skull. That's the Atlas point. Very good. And bring it back to the center. From here, we're going to do what's called swimming dragon. Again, kind of soften the stuff here in the neck and the shoulders. So place the hands together, and you can hook the thumbs if you like. I do that sometimes. And we'll breathe in, again, belly big. And then exhale, push hands one direction, turn your head the other. Again, don't force it, okay? Stay here, breathe in. Exhale back to the center. Let's do the other side. But first, we breathe in. Exhale, push hands one direction, head the other direction. Staying here, breathe in. Exhale back to the center. Let's do what's called a finishing breath. We inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and then you bring the hands down the center. This is unlike how we do this in yoga, and this is how we do this in Tai Chi. Now, I invite you to bring a leg out. You're resting on the back of the heel, and then you're inviting the toes towards your body. Woo! Can you feel that calf contraction? Can you feel that strong sensation? Now, if it's spicy in the back of the knee, bend the knee a little bit, but still invite the toes towards you to where you have that contraction of the calf. And then we're going to point the toes away, or point the foot away. And then let's put a little movement into this. Let's do the point and flex. So we're returning the blood flow from the extraneous places in our body back to the heart. Calf pumping. The calf is considered to be the second heart in traditional Chinese medicine. So this is a good thing to do. It's a big muscle. And again, returning blood flow to the heart. It's a good thing. Helps us prevent foot cramps, improve ankle flexibility, and again, return blood flow back to the heart. Let's pause that, bring it in, and let's do the other side. So bring the other leg out, hop it, walk it, shake it out there, And again, invite the toes towards you, sit up tall. Now I'm away from the back of the chair, so I invite you to come a little bit more forward on your chair also. Woo! So what you're going to notice, does this side feel any different than the first one you did? Does it feel tighter? Does it feel the same? Or did you not notice? That works too, right? And then point the toes away. So I still feel it in my calf when I point the toes away, a little bit in my shin, and everything else is about the same for me. And then let's go ahead and do that point and flex. So here we go. This is kind of hard to do on carpet. Oh, my foot just made a poppy sound. You might be hearing some snap, crackle, pops going on today, okay? Just know that, all right? That's perfectly normal. Woo! There was a University of Houston study that measured pumping the calves for an effective movement to reduce blood glucose. So if you're stuck at the table after that big dinner at family's house, and you're going, man, I want to go take my walk. Well, you can do those calf pumps in place, okay? And they'll probably be going, what are you doing? I'm lowering my blood glucose. All right, bring it in. Very good. From here, let's cup the hands and swing the arms. So this is going to get a little bit of kind of lubrication into those shoulders, into those elbows. You may notice one arm goes a little bit higher than the other, and that's okay. Let's take this a little bit more. If you can, let's tap the shoulders. So we're getting a little extra bend in those elbows. I love this one. Arm swings. Kind of reminds me of being on the playground, being in the swing. Let's do two more. Two and one more. And let the arm dangle there. Very good. I'm going to scoot over to one side of my chair. We're going to do what's called arm stirs. So basically, we're stirring a little shape here out to the side. So this is actually one of the physical therapy exercises they did for me when I had my pacemaker put in. Because my arm had to be in a cast to make sure the wires, were secure into my heart. And then afterwards, it was like, ooh, it was really stiff. I couldn't get the arm up very well. So this is one of the physical therapy things they did. And let's reverse. And I was like tickled to see, oh man, we do this in Tai Chi too. That's cool. Notice what you notice. You may have to put your hand on your shoulder to make it feel more comfortable. Just know that, okay? That's a nice little modification. And then make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. You might be noticing some tingling sensations. Let's shift over to the other side of the chair. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Chair squeaking. And your circle may be different one side versus the other. Maybe it's an oval, maybe it's a circle, maybe it's an amoeba. Who knows, right? Maybe it's faster, easier to do. And then pause, and then take your circle the other way. So we're just doing like a little sampler class today. Wanted to kind of experiment here on Substack, how to do videos, how to provide content as an alternative way, because people seem to really like the Substack app. I can't talk today. Or on your desktop. Make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. Very good. Come back to the center. Very good. Clap your hands. Ooh, do that again. And let's create a little heat here in the palms. And then let's move that heat into our fingers to increase circulation. I love it. Next we're going to do is called Wild Goose Flutter. So we're going to flutter our hands up here at an angle. This brings a little bit of energy, a little liveliness into our fingers, our palms, the underside of our arms. And then let's turn to the side. Have one flutter to the front, one to the side, and then over to the other. So when we turn side to side, we're also massaging those internal organs, the liver, the kidneys, the pancreas. What else is in there? The spleen, the gallbladder. Yeah. Bring it back into the front. And then let's try out to the side. So I can't go as high out to the side as I can to the front. Let's come back out to the front. And then let's finish that. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Notice if you're feeling any sensation in those fingers, in those palms, in the underside of the arms. Very good. From here, let's scooch back in our chair. And we're going to take our hands underneath our knee pit. We can have an armpit, we can have a knee pit, right? Lift a leg and point and flex. Yes, we did point and flex earlier, but this one's without the support of the floor. And again, increasing ankle mobility, lessening leg cramps. And then you're going to look at your foot, be still with your foot, and draw the smallest circle you can, drawing it inward. So my foot's kind of like jaggedy when I do this. And then make it a medium circle, and then a big circle. And let's pause, and then go the other way. Tiny circle to begin with. Ooh. And then make it a medium, and then a little bit bigger. Again, there might be some snap, crackle, pops, okay? And release that foot. Let's do the other side as you hear my chair squeak. Again, point and flex. Point, 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 flex, flex, flex. And then make it still and draw a little circle inward. Tiny, tiny, tiny. I don't have that fine motor control at the tiny circles is what I'm noticing. And then make it medium. And then make it a little bit bigger. Ooh, that's very good. And then pause, and then tiny little circles. Ooh. And then mediums. Excuse me. And then big ones. Very good. Release the leg back down to the floor. Come to the front of your chair. Inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. Let's do eagle claw. Make fists and bring them down towards your waist. From here, let's inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high. This helps us increase our mobility. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up the palms. Exhale, press it forward. Inhaling, back to your chest. Exhale out to the side. Now we're going to open up that palm 5 times. So fists and open up those palms. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to the waist. Inhale, other fist to chest. Exhale, sky high. Reach, reach, reach. Beautiful. Inhale, fist to chest. Open up the palms. Exhale, press it forward. Inhale, back to your chest. Exhale out to the side. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your waistline. Let's do one more each side. So inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high. Reach, reach, reach. Beautiful. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up the palm. Exhale, press it forward like a stop sign, yeah? And then inhale, back to your chest. Exhale out to the side. Open and close 5 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back. Last time. Here we go. Inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high. Beautiful. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up the palm. Exhale, press it forward. Excellent. Inhale, back to your chest. And then out to the side. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your waistline. And let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and bring down the chi. Very good. So before we had cupped those hands and swung the arms. Next we're going to do, it's called spinal cord breathing. It's kind of like seated cat-cow. We get a little pelvic tilt going on there. So what we're going to do is cup the hands in front of our chest, and we're away from the back of the chair because we'll do a cat pose in a minute here. So we're going to inhale, elbows up, chest forward. So here's cow pose. And then exhale, curve your spine to the back of the room. I'm bringing my forehead close to my fist. Now, if you have a spicy pelvis, you may want to come out of this slowly. Inhale, elbows up. Breathe in. Woo. Exhale, curve that spine. Spinal cord breathing. Take it out to the side this time. Inhale, elbows up. Exhale, back to the center. Other side. Inhaling, elbows up. Exhale, out to the center. Let's come back to the center. Inhale, elbows up. And exhale. In fact, let's do the finishing breath. Inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down the chi. Bring down the energy from the universe back down to our dantian, which is our collection center in Tai Chi. More about that later. Okay, from here, let's do a little bit more for the feet. Let's bring the ankles together. It's called the jitterbug. So again, we do lots of stuff for helping us walk better, having better strength in various places in our body. So what we'll do here is heel toe out to the side, and then heel toe back on in and over to the other side. Now, if you want, maybe you can twist the upper body the opposite direction, or maybe it's the same direction. I don't know. I'm just twisting. If you're allowed to twist, right? Again, Do what you can with what you got today. So I notice I twist more over to my right side versus my left side, a little bit more easy. And it depends what kind of chair you're sitting on too, okay? So I'm warming up my behind. And then let's join back in the center eventually. Yeah, here we go. Woo! All right, now we're going to bring the heels out, toes in, and walk them independently out. So this might be where you notice, ooh, is your left side weaker? And tap them. Then your right side. You can tap at the toes, tap at the heels, whatever, or tap whatever, yeah? So I notice my left ankle is a little bit more weak than my right. And my shins are starting to fire up. Ooh. Let's do one more all the way out. And then all the way in. Very good. So next we're going to do foot patterns. So we're going to bring a leg forward, out to the side, forward to the chair. So this is reminiscent of getting in and out of the car. If you have back, low hip pain, you may notice this a lot. Forward to the side, forward to the chair. Now you can use your hands underneath to help guide this if you like. We're going to add 3 to this. So we're going to do forward to the side. Now draw it in 3 times. 3, 2, 1. Using those hips, huh? Way out, forward to the chair. Other side. Forward, way out, draw it in 3, 3, 2, 1. Way out, forward to the chair. We're going to do 5 this time, and that'll be it for today, okay? Forward, way out, draw it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Way out, forward to the chair. Woo! Last time, here we go. Forward, way out, draw it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Way out, forward to the chair. Woo! Clap those hands. Rub some heat. Let's do a little something for our knees, for our hips. Let's put a little heat here on our knees. And reverse. And in fact, come up on the pads of the fingers to stimulate all those little acupressure places around our knees. Again, this is almost close to ticklish. And let's just do a little bit of energy tapping here. Tap, tap, tap the outside of the knees to lessen knee pain. Plus, it stimulates that gallbladder meridian. Now, you're not whamping, okay? It's tapping, soft tapping. And for some folks, it's spicy when we do the inside of the knees, the stomach meridian, because we know a lot of us have gut issues or spicy knee issues. Okay, clap the hands again. Let's scoot back in our chair. We're going to do some knee strengtheners here in our Chair Tai Chi. So let's scoot back, get it way back there. Okay, very good. So what we'll do is we'll lift a foot. We're show me the bottom of your foot. If you need to lift the leg to make it feel more comfortable, please do so. Then you lower and hover it off the ground and then point the toes and release. Again, strengthening all this stuff around the knees. This is a good thing, okay? So here we go, other side. Flex that heel, toes towards you. Woo! Lower, hover, and then point the toes and release. Now we're going to add on a little brain work, the upper body, lower body, left and right. Just wait. Here we go. Flex the heel and then take the opposite hand, flex the palm. Woo! And lower, hover, and point the toes, point the fingers. Zip up your abdominals, contract them, and do a weird basketball dribble. You might feel your abdominals here when you do that. And release. Woo! Let's do the other side. So flex that foot, flex that opposite hand. It's kind of like stop. And then lower, hover, and point the toe, point the fingers. Contract those belly button towards the spine and do that weird little basketball dribble. And release. Excellent. Now we're going to do one more set, okay? So flex the heel, flex both hands, and then lower. Very good. Point the toe, point the fingers, and do alternating up and downs. And if you want to do both at the same time, a little bit of a challenge there. And release. Woo! Other side, flex the heel, flex both hands, and then lower. Your heart rate may go up a little bit. Point the toes, point the fingers, and up and down. Little ab challenge there. And then at the same time, and release. Come away from the back of the chair. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Bring down that energy. And clap the hands. Let's put a little heat onto our shins, onto our calves. If you're allowed to hinge forward. And get those calves, get the side of the legs, the inside, the underside. Get the, you can do the back of the hands on your kidneys, your upper behind, maybe the side behind. Okay, and get everything nice and adjusted. Very good. Let's do that finishing breath, inhaling up and bring down that energy from the universe back down to your Danti N, your collection center. All right, from here, we're going to do, it's called Kuan Yin Paints the Rainbow. It's a range of motion type of thing with our shoulder, and it's switching from one side over to the other. So we have a hand facing our leg, and then we're going to turn the hand outward, palm facing outward. Then we inhale, circle, sweep an arm up. You might have to turn your chest a little bit. As you exhale, bring it back behind you. Very good. And then inhale, gather up here in the front, both hands, and flip the hand down and do the other one coming down. You're going to turn the palm away. Okay, other side, palm away. Which one is easier? Pinky? Yeah, do the pinky towards me, palm away. Very good. And then inhale, up, 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 up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, gather them up, flip it, bring it down. Turn the palm away, pinky towards me, and here we go. Breathe in, circle it up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, gather, flip it, bring the other one down. Now turn that palm away, pinky towards me. Here we go. Breathe in. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, gather up, flip it, and bring it down. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. We're going to switch it into the blood pressure technique. Bring the hands down the heart center. Very good. Back of the hands. Then we have the palms look forward. I'm going to take the thumbs into the palms and fingers cover the thumbs. So you're kind of grabbing your thumbs here. Then we inhale, elbows back, chest forward, hands up really high. And as you exhale, you turn your arms out. So we're stimulating that heart meridian here. Low or high blood pressure, it kind of equalizes it. So out to the side. And then let's do this again. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down the heart center, blood pressure technique. Grab those thumbs. Here we go. Inhale, elbows back, chest forward. Woo! Exhale, arms out to the side. Let's do that one more time, shall we? Inhale, up, up, up. Exhale, bring it down the heart center. Grab those thumbs, elbows back, chest forward. Excellent. Exhale, out to the side. And just a regular finishing breath here. Inhaling up and exhale, bring it down. Very nice. Next was one that you're probably familiar with. You know, it was in Karate Kid. It was called wax on, wax off. But we call it parry in Tai Chi. So you basically are drawing a circle inward and another circle inward. And you just keep that movement going. And you're shifting your weight from one side of the body over to the other. This is called bringing in the energy. So when you're bringing energy in towards you, it's called the yin path or the wind path, the very nourishing path. So we have yin and yang, or and yang, depending on what modality you're coming from. So there's several versions of Tai Chi. There's Wu, there's Chan, there's Yang. And so what we're doing today is Yang style. And then pause, and then let's wipe it out. You might start to notice some sensations happening in the palms of your hands and your fingers. And I'm wiping out, it seems like, further than I was when I was wiping in. So this is the Yang path. So this is the fire path. And my shoulder's going clunk, clunk. Let's bring it horizontal to like we're doing, or vertical. We're wiping the windows. So this may be where you're, getting ready to recognize, oh yeah, wax on, wax off. And let's switch that up to wiping it in. It takes a little time to kind of get into your pattern, yeah? Now, if you want to get a little bit more into your lungs, into the intercostal muscles there, we're going to make fists and do elbow digs across. So we're twisting a little bit more. Don't be surprised if you have a burp that's kind of percolating. It might come up, okay? Oh, no. As I like to say, air happens. And then bring it back here horizontally on top of your legs. And then make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. Ooh, y'all notice that sensation going on? Yeah. Let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. And bring down that energy from the universe back on down. Now from here, what we're going to do is called swallow flies to the nest. We're going to bring an arm out to the side. And then inhale, bring an arm across. Exhale, arm out to the side. Inhale, up and over. And then exhale, land it out here and bring it back to the center. Let's do the other side. Inhaling, bring it across. Exhaling out to the side. Inhaling up and over. And exhaling. I'm going to add a little poem to this, okay? So inhale, swallow flies east. Exhale, swallow flies west. Inhaling, swallow flies up and over. And then exhale, boom, lands in its nest. Let's do the other side. Inhaling, swallow flies east. Exhaling, swallow flies west. Inhaling up and over. And then exhaling, landing in the nest. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling up and over and down. Last time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale up and over and exhale. Come back to the center. Let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up and bring down that energy. Very nice. From here, let's do a little what we call Qigong detoxing. We're going to clap the hands, get a little heat here. And from here, let's tap, tap, tap the outside of the arm and go to that shoulder, my favorite part. And then raise your arm up, go to the armpit, those lymph node nests here at the armpit, and bring it down the side body, down below the hip, bring it up the center. I do a little fist here when I do the center, and go back to that shoulder. You can really kind of pound here if you want to, and bring it down the inside of the arm. Okay, and then just kind of slough off that kind of, what we call kind of sticky energy. Let's do that again. Clap the hands. Let's do the other side. So we're going to tap, tap, tap on the outside of the arm. So here we go. And get the shoulder, my favorite part. Arm goes up, travel to the armpit, those lymph node nests. Very good. Bring it down the side body, down that hip, the center, back up towards the center, and go back to that shoulder. You can do a fist or open palm. Do a palm up, bring it down the inside, and then kind of slough it off. Very good. Now we're going to do the lower body Qigong detox. So again, clap the hands. From here, let's just take the hands and pound down the side of the legs. Get the shins, get the inside of the legs, get the hips, get the kidneys. I'm using the back of the hand when I do that. And then swipe it off. All right, another place that we can do a little detoxing is the stomach in our iguanal crease. So you can take open hands or side of the arms and chop the belly. So this is considered to be your second brain, your torso, your gut. You can wiggle jiggle if you like. If you're doing circles, go from the top here underneath the diaphragm and go left and bottom. So that's kind of aids your digestion and elimination. And then open up the feet a little bit. Where the leg inserts into the torso, we have this little crease here, and we call this the qua, K-U-A. And we chop the qua. We have a lot of lymph node nests here. Women, uterine, ovarian cancer, men, prostate cancer. This is the area they check. Did the cancer move to these big time lymph node nests? Swelling and edema in the feet. You got to work the back of the knees first. Again, another area for lots of lymph node nests. So what you can do is just take your fingertips and rub the back of the knee. Make sure you get the bottom of the hamstring and the top of the calf also. So again, swelling and edema in the feet, you got to kind of work from the top all the way down to kind of help the feet bring that lymphatic flow back through that subclavial vein. Very good. Next is find your collarbone and go about 2 to 3 inches or 2 finger widths down and thump your thymus. That's to increase T cell production, especially important in the winter months when we're getting colds and flus, yeah? Once we hit about 30, it kind of goes down the hill, so we're kind of manually stimulating that thymus, thumping your thymus. Again, today's a little sampler. I normally teach a 45 or 60-minute class. And I'm going to come up to the front of the room. We're going to finish this kind of energy tapping that we're doing, so you can kind of see this a little bit more close up. When you come and do this class, please, give me a comment here on the Substack. Let me know if this was beneficial for you. So this next part that we're going to do is tapping the sides of the pinkies. That's for lessening headaches and vertigo. So again, you're not whapping, you're just tapping, okay? Again, this is a little sampler. We do about a minute every day when we do these on our own. And then we're going to go into the interwebs of the hands. That's for digestive disorders or nausea. So tap, tap, tap in here. And my mom would always go in here and pinch in here when I'd have a stomach ache. I was like, Mom, stop. Well, now I know why. Okay. Now flip it. Go. Yeah. Okay. So there's a little brain kind of neuropathy, or not neuropathy, but new neural pathways when you do things out of the ordinary, not your normal way, right? And we're going to encounter that in just a second. Now, in between places of the fingers is for pain or numbness in the limbs. So tap, tap, tap. Now, if you got rings that are going to jangle, you're going to be sweeter. Okay, a little tender love and care here goes a long way. So tap, tap, tap. And then I'm going to pause, wiggle that top finger, and then switch the other finger to be on top. So there's probably a weirdness going on right now. You're going, ooh, that doesn't feel like my normal way to interlace my fingers. That's correct, okay? You probably do something all the time. And now we're doing a little bit of challenge here, yeah? Okay, the next is the pulse points. That's for heart and cardiovascular issues. So you could go like this, but I like to do up and down. That way we would get kind of double time on this, because we flip it and do the other direction. I mean, it's doing the same thing. So flip it. Remember, sound effects are optional. So next is the back of the hand. Now I'm going to cut my hand a little bit because I got to get a ring here and tap the back of the hand. So that's for osteoarthritis, back pain. Makes a nice little sound. I have a nurse that takes my in-person class. She goes, yeah, we do that to get those veins to kind of be more prominent when we have to put an IV in. I go, good to know. Like, oh, I didn't really want to know that. And then let's shift to the back of the wrist. So that's for neck and shoulder pain. So here we go. Again, if you got a ring, you probably need to cup it a little bit to where you're not hitting the ring on your bony parts, on your bony places. Let's do the other side. All right, here we go. Back of the hand first. Osteoarthritis, back pain. And then move it to the back of the wrist. I got my watch there, so I'm trying to be not hitting my watch. And then one of my favorites is to make a little fist and punch into the palm. That's for lessening stress, anxiety, improves calmness and consciousness. Plus, you kind of notice, is this one stronger than the other one? Ah. And the other one. Very good. Let's do that finishing breath. Inhaling up. Bring down that energy. Now we're going to scoot back into the back of the chair. and do a little bit of what we call a healing meditation, and a little breathing. So the breath pattern is I will clap my hand 4 times, we'll breathe in to a count of 4, we'll pause, and then we'll exhale to a count of 5. So this helps to reduce your blood pressure, reduce your heart rate, helps improve cerebral spinal fluid flow when we breathe low into the belly. So here we go. Let's get ready. Let's breathe in, pausing, and slowly exhale. Let's do that again. Breathe in, belly big, and exhale. One more time. Inhaling, belly big, slowly, slowly exhale. Good. You can rest your palms face up on your lap, put them on your belly, put them on your chest. Get comfortable, okay? And I invite you either to close your eyes or gaze softly down at the floor. I invite you to kind of feel your feet into the ground, your behind into the chair, your backside into the chair. Just notice the surface that's supporting you here. And just a soft breathing in and out. And from the very top of your head, there's, we have the crown of the head there. Let's imagine a little hole there, and we've got this big old beam of sunlight just coming in through the top of the head, going all the way down to the tips of the toes. So it's saturating every cell of our body with that healing sunshine. It's getting into the bones, the tendons, all those muscles, every layer of the skin. If you have a spicy area today, maybe you can kind of redirect some of that bright healing sunshine to that area, let it kind of melt and warm up that area. Bring in the light, bring in the healing, see it, feel it. Imagine your body healed. Again, bring in that sunshine all the way from the top of the head, all the way from your chest, your pelvis, your legs, down to the tips of the toes. Beautiful. And then open those eyes, flutter those eyes open. Let's shift forward once again. Let's do that Atlas point rotation again. So let's draw that circle. Notice what you notice. Does it feel different from when we did this near the beginning of class? Is there more noise? Is there less noise? Is there a little bit of ease in the body? And let's pause, go the other way. It might be different going the other way. Just know that, okay? Woo! One more time all the way around. And then bring your head back to the center. So this concludes our practice of tip your toe into Chair Tai Chi. Just a little bit of a sampler. The way we end our classes traditionally is to end it like we began it, with that bow. So we'll do that right fist, that's the sun, and that flat left palm, that's the moon. And then we bow down to one another in respect to end our Chair Tai Chi class today. Thank you for watching, for participating, for making a comment here on Substack. I appreciate it. And thanks, y'all. This is Gail.